If you have a touchscreen, a Quadratouch Pro controller with this software on it, I'm going to recommend you go to Tools, System Tools, and Stop HMI. Go over here, double click on Project, go down here, double click on REG, go down here, Windows 10 Update Off, right click, left click on it first to select it, and then right click and go up here and hit Merge. Hit Yes, OK. Go out of here, double click Start HMI. Now we're going to hit Close Window, Next. Tools, Update Tools, Disable Windows Update. Now we're going to go down here in the bottom and we're going to hit Shutdown Quadratouch Pro. And it's going to ask if we're sure. We're going to say yes. While it's doing that, I'm going to remove my USB for my mouse. And I'm going to plug in the internet. Because according to what we did, we turned off all updates now. So now that it's totally powered down, we're going to take the power switch, turn it off, turn it back on again. We're going to power it up, and then I'm just going to take you through the settings that I do on the dryers with the 402 software. We're just going to go through the settings that I do on every dryer that I work on. Okay, we're done powering up here. Next, close window. Now we're going to go through and do our standard setting. Tools, we're going to go to Calibrate Sensors, Bushel Counter, Manual Calibration. We're going to let in here what's in here. I throw a 90 in there sometimes. Hit Calibrate, back out of there. That should all be good. Connectivity tools. We went through the network repair utility already. You always want to make sure you do that. Remote access. Turn that on. Update security certificates. Restart required. See, it's still not powered up right. The soak up emblem is off the edge of the screen. So that means you just have to have patience. Now we're powered on. Now we're going to go back in here to Tools. And we're going to make sure time and date. If you pay attention here, I'm going to go through all my standard settings that I do on every dryer. These here have to be 0 on the cross auger top, or you're gonna have jammed. The lower one can have a delay, but you're better off not. And if your upper one has a delay, you're gonna have a jammed paddle switch. Gonna have issues with that at times. The load, I don't like the load delay because it delays the start, even on if you're doing a first time fill. I always put my delays at 7 seconds. It's just because that's the way I've always done it. And these at 8 seconds. This does not get choke filled, so we're gonna let the fill timer on and the auto wet grain timer on. Fan heat settings, fan shutdown delay, needs to be a minimum of 3 minutes on this software because this software works properly. Shutdown, fan start delay, I always make 15 seconds. If it's multiple fans, it starts correctly that way without any high inrush. Plenum out of range shutdown, that's ready on from the other page. Plenum temperature, we're gonna set that to 195. Min and max auto temp flame out timer. I always set this to 90 seconds. That way it's really easy to tell if your flame out was what was causing your flame out. Now there's your EMOV loop controls. We're gonna put this to 12, 8, and 2, like that. That should work. You could put the gain down to 75. It works pretty good like that though. That's what I put it at. Always make sure the low temp option is turned on. If it's a 4, like a 2418, I'll turn on the high temp option so the top plenum can be run hotter. But on a single plenum, I let the high temp off. Min and max limits, always put the minimum down to 90. That way if they decide to dry beans or something, there's no issues. So that should be everything that's done in here. Unload settings, loop control, proceed. We put this to 300. We put this to 300. We put this to 150. And temperature gains at 40. That's about good. I like that. Them numbers will work pretty good right like that. And that should all be good to go with factory. Here I always put my sample time to 2 minutes. It takes half as many tests in a day, half as much wear on it. And if you're in a place where it's cold out, you tend to get more accurate readings on 2 minute. There's no benefit to doing more often than that. Now they have this override in here, which is a good thing, but I usually jump it out on the dryer itself, but that's another subject. So we should be all set to go here. This dryer should be ready to go. So we're gonna shut this thing down and then we're gonna power it back up just to make sure there's no issues with the software or with Windows updates. And then after we power it back on, we are going to pack up and get on down the road. Okay, it all powered down. I turn the toggle switch off. I turn it back on and I let it power up. Pretty sure I got this thing all set up the way it should be. Yep, we got the sensor laying in here because it's not time to dry corn today. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.